A follow-up now to a story we brought you last night, the detailed report on police traffic stops here in Massachusetts. The focus was on who police pulled over based on race and what time of day or night.
But two communities here in Western Mass stood out from the rest, and their police chiefs are speaking out. Western Mass News reporter Leon Purvis joins us live from Ludlow with more. Leon?
Jordan, Chris, highlighted in the state's report, the Ludlow and Hadley Police Departments and State Police in Foxborough were more likely to stop non-white drivers during the day than at night. Tonight, the police chiefs are speaking out.
I don't feel that my department becomes the anomaly.
Ludlow Police Chief Daniel Velades reacting to the state's traffic stop citation data analyst report released this week by the State Executive Office of Public Safety and Security. More than 425,000 police traffic stops in a 10-month period in 2020, the majority of them between noon and 6 in the evening, with the least amount of traffic stops occurring from midnight to 6 in the morning. One of the conclusions drawn from the detailed analysis, white motorists are more likely to be stopped in daylight than in darkness, where non-white motorists are less likely to be stopped in daylight than darkness. But when looking at stops in the inter-twilight period, the morning and evening commute times, Ludlow and Hadley show a slightly different trend. In Ludlow, 17.2% of non-white drivers pulled over in daylight compared to 12.8% at night. Chief Velades says the numbers reflect the amount of traffic that is just passing through the community at a given time.
I believe that we have a certain demographic that our three busiest roads mainly carry transient traffic to a larger demographic in the city of Springfield.
He also says if people are speeding, officers are not looking at who is driving.
Just imagine that car coming at you at 40 miles an hour. The race of the operator is not always very easy to see at all because you're looking at the car. What is the car doing?
Velades tells us he looked into this further and notes there were 900 citations that the Ludlow Police Department issued in 2020. Most of them were warnings.
78% of all of our citations in 2020 were written warnings. So there's no fine attached, and it is the officer going out of their way to literally document.
Turning to the Hadley data, there's a 12% difference for the inter-twilight period, with a higher amount of non-white drivers pulled over during the day. We reached out to Hadley Police Chief Michael Mason. He tells Western Mass News in a statement in part, "We are still trying to fully understand the report, and it is important to note that even the researchers themselves say the statistical significance in their report can stem from factors outside of the report." The Hadley Department also says they publish reports on their website for annual bias-free policing, use of force, and police pursuit data, and officers have completed annual trainings on subjects like implicit bias, fair and impartial policing. Reaction from the American Civil Liberties Union of Massachusetts. This data affirms the importance of transparency in policing and raises additional questions about the role motorists' race and ethnicity plays in policing our roads. We should note researchers stress that their findings do not confirm racial profiling or officer bias. Live in Ludlow, Leon Purvis, Western Mass News.